for a dog actually out in the scrub, even to the point where campground owners have received complaints about their pesky dogs barking throughout the night. But that is a territorial call, like most animal noises. It's made for a good reason. She's letting any other birds in the area know that this territory is occupied. So it is a call that you'll mainly hear around dusk and dawn when these birds are most active. They are in fact one of our least nocturnal owls, quite happy to be out during daylight. She looks super keen this morning. She's going to demonstrate the characteristics that define her as a bird of prey.
Tuli ihan päältä.
Yeah.
And of course she's going to muck around with it now that I've made a big deal about how quickly she deals with it. Yes, there goes the head. Might be piece by piece today.
Musta haukka.
Just got that one. And they're quite a highly intelligent and opportunistic bird of prey. They've actually learned to associate people with food. Now by that, I don't mean they think that we're food. They realise that wherever there's people, there's a pretty easy chance of getting some good easy tuckers. You don't have to work very hard for it. Consequently, you'll see them hanging around areas where a lot of people are, rubbish dumps, picnic grounds, caravan camping areas. You'll also see them hanging around out in outback places such as abattoirs, cattle yards where they're loading all the stock up ready for market. And he's sitting up there. Our one's just here. Here we go. Can you see those tails swiveling? Can you have a look? They're quite forked tails. Black kite's known by quite a number of common names. One of them is the fork-tailed kite. You see that tail swiveling, it's acting a bit like a boat's rudder, so it's helping them steer, and you can see they're very agile, especially when they're coming down to pick up those bits of food. And one of the other common names is what we call a fire kite. They do like to congregate around areas of fires, getting all the little animals as they're coming out, being flushed out by the flames. Now, if anyone here is from the Northern Territory, you'll know this is one of the most common bird species you'll see, birds of prey. Along with the whistling kite, you'll generally, they dropped that one. Generally, they are in fact. This is our third largest bird of prey, and that cheeky kite is going to cause a bit of a menace, I'm sorry. I've got to try and ignore her. Ignore the kite, as I'll ask you to as well, because one of these days is going to run into trouble with a black-breasted buzzard. They are pretty large and aggressive birds, so she's onto what he's up to. He, of course, is an opportunist, so he knows that if he stays out, he can try and steal food. As I was saying, this is our third largest bird. Distinctive wingspan. You just have a look at her wings. Probably noticed big white panels in those wings. I'll see if she'll show you those again. But they're a really distinctive feature for a black-breasted buzzard. They stand out, particularly when the sun's behind them. Sometimes called windows or bullseyes, and they're the easiest way to spot these birds when they're flying. The only bird of prey that loves the eggs of large ground nesting birds. That is a replica of an emu egg. Very large and therefore a really good source of food. That was almost too easy today. Now that is obviously not a real egg, but we have a big wart inside. It's not even something we've had to teach her to do.
Ei ollut opetettu temppu, vaan se
osaa tehdä luonnossa.
Tässä on Australian suurin petolintu, kiilapyrstökotka. Nämä kasvaa paikotelle olosuhteista riippuen jopa niin, että siipien väli on 3 metriä.
Oh, you are vocal.
Tässä kuulimme viikon luontoäänen ja se oli kiilapyrstökotka. Tämä vähän hiljaisempi kotka on sitten valkomahainen merikotka. Näitä siellä nähtiinkin siellä kakadussa puissa istuskelemassa. Australian toiseksi suurin petolintu.
And when we do a show, we have to stand behind the log out in the centre of the arena because he gets a little bit scared of people. So bringing him out to do this is really good. He gets used to people. Yeah. sees that they're not all big bad